My name is Gray Morrison. Today I'm going to talk about the stigma around mental health. So, I believe that we need to take away the stigma, regarding mental health issues, especially since the stigma can lead to increased rates of suicide or suicide attempts, higher addiction rates, and addressing this issue could have numerous benefits on our society. So, my father, he struggled with mental health issues, specifically depression and anxiety, and he started developing that around 13 years old, junior high, and he didn't get help for it because he was afraid of the stigma, because people would judge him. So he self-medicated with drugs and alcohol, and that has impacted him to this day, where he's kind of a jerk, but whatever. Yeah, so the stigma around mental health is really powerful, but really, really unfortunate, because it prevents people from getting help because they feel like they're gonna get judged as weak, and it prevents them from even saying that you're struggling with something, and that again leads to people committing suicide or attempting suicide, people self-medicating with drugs and alcohol and other things, and then it's really unfortunate. So I struggle with anxiety and depression too, and I told my mom about it, right? Because that's what I needed to do. And then she told me that I shouldn't be ashamed, and ever since I've learned that the stigma around it is wrong. It really is just really, really terrible. So the stigma around mental health, it affects suicide rates because people are less likely to tell people that they're depressed. And when you're depressed, and you don't get help for it, it can lead to suicide or attempting suicide. So from 1998 and to 2018, the suicide rate rose 35%. From about 10.5 people per 100,000 committing suicide, not attempting it, committing suicide, actually killing themselves, succeeding at it, and it increased from 10.5 to 14.2 per the National Institute of Mental Health. In 2018, suicide was the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, killing over 48,000 people, 4,800, not 100,000, 1,000 people per the National Institute of Mental Health. So we need to address the stigma specifically surrounding suicide by accepting people when say they're struggling with depression. Because if you say, it's not a big deal, you're being a baby, people won't get help for it, and then they might kill themselves. So I'm going to give you guys the suicide hotline number. It's 1-800-273-TALK, or 1-800-273-8255. It's helpful. So now I'm going to address the stigma around mental health and how it affects addiction. So when people are struggling with mental health issues and they don't talk about it or get help for it, people might want to have a release by self-medicating through drugs and alcohol. And it's really unfortunate. And they self-medicate because they're suffering, they just don't want to feel what they're feeling. So, addiction rates have increased drastically since 20 years ago. And it's because we're progressing regarding reducing the stigma, but we're not where we need to be, and it's just really, really unfortunate. So, to address the stigma specifically around addiction, we need to have patience with them and let them know that they're still valued and they're human, and it's okay to make mistakes, but they need to get help, So the number for the addiction hotline is 1-800-662-HELP or 662-4357. It's also very, very helpful, like the suicide hotline number. So addressing mental health issues can improve society, one, because of homelessness. According to the urbandesignsmentalhealth.com, 30 to 35% of homeless people have a mental illness. So it's a leading cause in, like, if you don't address it, it can lead to homelessness. Because if you don't, like, address it, like, you can lose your job, you can lose your support network, you can lose your home because you're not paying the bills. It just, that is also what happened to my dad. It's just really, really unfortunate. So if you give them access to therapy or mental health issues and you let them know it's okay to struggle, but, like, it's also very, very important to get help for it, it will drastically improve their quality of life. Also, the mortality rate will decrease. I found this, like, I found this out while I was researching for this presentation or speech, and that was so powerful to me because the numbers are, I'm going to give you guys some statistics that really shocked me. The numbers of homicides in 2018 were half the number of suicides in 2018 per the National Institute of Mental Health. And then people with untreated mental health issues die on average 20 years earlier than people who would treat their mental health issues or don't have mental health issues. It's really just shocking because, like, if people don't get help, they're going to suffer. So, and that's also according to the design, urbandesignsmentalhealth.com. Yeah. So for my conclusion, the stigma around getting help for mental health issues and addressing that you have mental health issues prevents people from getting help, which will lead to addiction issues, lead to higher suicide rates, lead to, like, the mortality rate increasing. It will lead to more homelessness. Our society will be so much better off if we just get rid of the stigma regarding mental health and say it's okay to struggle and it's okay to get help because you are struggling. So I implore you to help get rid of the stigma any way you can. Like, when you see something wrong, do something about it. Like, if you see someone, like, that are struggling, like, say it's okay to struggle and it's okay to get help. Like, do whatever you can. Like, the other day, my brother, he saw someone at school that was struggling with, like, he said that the kid was depressed. So, and the school has Hope Squad, which is a really great organization that really does help people with depression and help people get help. But he went and talked to the kid and said it was okay. So I use my brother as an example because it's inspiring to me. And yeah, just promote healthy resources to people. Let them know it's okay to struggle and let them know that it's okay to get help. And it's more than okay to get help, it's needed. And it's, like, important. So, thank you guys.